Hi, I'm Neil Kelleher. In this video, I'm going to show you some exercises for working towards virasana, or actually working towards supta virasana, where you're lying down on your back whilst kneeling with your bum between your heels. And as in previous videos, the main focus in this one will be on using sitting bone control to make it easier to work towards that pose, ideally without causing any knee pain, and also to help alleviate any lower back discomfort. And as a proviso, this is for people who perhaps are reasonably close to getting their bum to the floor in virasana while sitting upright, but who have trouble leaning backwards. So say, for example, while leaning backwards, you find the discomfort is too much on the lower back. So this is a way of preventing lower back pain or discomfort while trying to work towards virasana. And what I'd suggest, do warm up prior to doing this. So actually, I'm trying this first thing in the morning. I've had a little bit of a history with virasana. I remember the very first time when I felt my bum touch the floor between my feet. It was quite a interesting sensation, just because I'd never been used to feeling my buttocks touch the floor whilst kneeling. And I've had various knee injuries which have prevented me from doing virasana. So I stopped doing virasana because of my knee problems for a while, and then I got back to doing it. And more recently, I haven't done supta virasana, again, lying back on my back, in a while, just because it was so uncomfortable. And so I thought about trying this sitting bone control technique. And what I found was that it was quite effective in allowing me to move back into supta virasana without any discomfort. So hopefully this will be helpful for you if you are working towards that. So apologies in advance if the lighting isn't as good today, or if the quality isn't as good. It's raining outside, so I do use natural light, and so it's a little bit dark this morning. And also, if there's any ambient noise from rainfall, again, apologies. But anyway, the starting position, what I'd suggest, start off with kneeling. Start off in kneeling with your bum on your heels. And what you can do, and if you haven't watched the previous videos on sitting bone control, there's one sitting cross-legged where I talk about sitting bone control, and another one is working towards child's pose, which also might be helpful as warm-ups. So I'm assuming that you've already watched those and you already know how to retract and protract your sitting bones. So pull your sitting bones apart, protract, pull your sitting bones together, retract. And what I'd suggest is practicing while in a kneeling position. So in this position, you can spread your sitting bones apart. You get some butt muscle activation as you do that. And what you should find is that your tailbone lifts as you do that. And in line with the previous video where I talked also about activating the transverse abdominis while playing with sitting bone control, what you could also do is spread your sitting bones, and then from there pull your lower belly inwards. Notice the effect it has on your lower back, and then release. And actually, for me, pulling lower belly in while spreading these sitting bones in this position doesn't feel quite as good, so I'll leave that out. So anyway, spread the sitting bones, relax, spread the sitting bones, relax, spread the sitting bones. You may want to wiggle side to side so that you get even sensation on both sides, and then relax. And then retract. So retract, what you should find is that your sacrum moves down. And here again, you could experiment with pulling the lower belly in, pulling the A6 inwards. Notice the effect. That feels not too bad. And what I'd suggest, very slowly and smoothly relax. So sitting bones together towards each other. Pull the lower belly in if that feels comfortable. Relax. Sitting bones together. And actually, I'm going to leave the lower belly, lower belly in, and then relax. So you can practice that a few times. And then when you're ready, what you can do, move your feet apart so that your bum sinks down between your feet. And when doing virasana, I like to vary the position of the knees. I remember when it was a lot of people I remember reading some books, it might have been Light on Yoga, and they want the thigh bones parallel. For myself, I like to vary the distance between the knees so that my knees feel comfortable, so my hip joints feel comfortable. So don't be afraid to vary the distance between the knees for hip comfort. So I'm not quite down yet, so what I like to do sometimes is use my hands to support a bit of my weight. But here again, what I like to do is use the sitting bone control exercises to help me warm up. So in this position, spread the sitting bones, relax, spread the sitting bones, relax, spread the sitting bones, relax. And then from there, and you may need to adjust knee position in or out, retract the sitting bones. Relax, retract the sitting bones. Relax, retract the sitting bones. Relax, retract the sitting bones. And what you may get is some hamstring activation when you retract your sitting bones. Relax, retract the sitting bones. Relax. So I'm just giving my knees a bit of a rest here. But one intermediate position that you can use when working towards supta virasana is to drop the sacrum. So drop the sacrum, retract the sitting bones, and allow your spine to bend forward. And in this position, you can keep your hands on the floor. If your knees feel safe, you might want to activate your hamstrings as well to give a slightly pull the sitting bones in. If you've got some hamstring control, you might find your hamstrings activate automatically. You might choose to activate your hamstrings. If you like, you can reach the hands forward, hold this position, move the knees in or out if you need to, or have the hands on the floor behind you. Then when you're ready, come out. And what I'd suggest, if you need to rest your knees, what you could do is go into a standing forward bend. And have your weight on your forefeet. And what you could do in this position, spread the sitting bones, maybe even open the back of the knees. Relax, spread the sitting bones. Relax, spread the sitting bones. If you can't bend forward with your hands on the floor, have your hands on your shins. Relax, spread the sitting bones.